Have you ever wondered if your body is trying to warn you about something serious? As we get older, our bodies start sending us signals, subtle warnings that something might be wrong. But the truth is, after 70, these signals can be the difference between life and death. What most people don't realize is that the deadliest diseases often start with symptoms so mild, so easy to dismiss, that by the time they're properly diagnosed, it's already too late. Some people notice these warning signs and take action, living longer, healthier lives well into their 80s and 90s. Others brush them off as just getting older, never realizing that their body was desperately trying to alert them to a serious problem. In this video, we're going to reveal 7 hidden symptoms of deadly diseases that people over 70 often ignore or mistake for normal aging. These are crucial warning signs you need to know about right now. Stay with me until the end, because the last symptom is one that almost everyone overlooks. Yet it could be the most important indicator of a life-threatening condition that might be developing right now in your body. Before we begin, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. If you enjoy this video, please type 1 in the comments. If you don't like it, type 0 in the comments to let me know so I can make better videos for you. Now, let's get started. Warning 1. Unexplained weight loss. One of the most overlooked symptoms that could signal a deadly disease is unexplained weight loss. Most people think losing weight without trying is a good thing, a gift of aging. But the truth is, it's often one of the first warning signs that something serious is happening in your body. After 70, suddenly dropping 10 pounds without changing your diet or exercise routine isn't something to celebrate. It's something to investigate immediately. What most doctors won't tell you is that unexplained weight loss is often the earliest sign of cancers of the pancreas, stomach, esophagus, or lungs, long before other symptoms appear. Think about Martha, a 76-year-old who was delighted when she started losing weight without effort. Her clothes fit better, and friends complimented her appearance. She assumed her metabolism had somehow improved. 6 months later, when other symptoms finally appeared and she visited her doctor, she was diagnosed with advanced pancreatic cancer. By then, the disease had already spread. Your body doesn't just shed pounds for no reason. When you're losing weight without trying, it's often because a disease is consuming your body's energy, or because inflammation is affecting your appetite and digestion. Sometimes it's because your body can no longer properly absorb nutrients from the food you eat. Have you noticed your clothes fitting looser lately? Has your appetite decreased without explanation? Have you lost more than 5% of your body weight in the last 6 to 12 months without trying? If so, don't wait another day to speak with your doctor. This could be your body's first and most important warning that something isn't right. Warning 2. Unusual fatigue that doesn't improve with rest. Feeling tired is one thing. We all get tired sometimes. But there's a specific kind of fatigue that comes with deadly diseases, a deep, persistent exhaustion that doesn't go away no matter how much you rest. After 70, many people mistake this warning sign for just getting older. But the truth is, sudden or unusual fatigue can be a critical early symptom of heart disease, cancer, kidney failure, or even the early stages of a stroke. What makes this symptom so dangerous is how easy it is to rationalize. We tell ourselves it's normal to slow down, that we shouldn't expect to have the same energy we did years ago. But there's a significant difference between gentle aging and the crushing fatigue that comes with serious illness. Consider Robert and James, both 78 years old. Robert noticed he could no longer make it through his morning walks without stopping to rest multiple times. Simply getting the mail left him winded for minutes afterward. He mentioned it to his doctor, who ordered tests that revealed early heart failure. With proper medication and lifestyle changes, Robert's condition improved, and he's still active today. James experienced the same fatigue but assumed it was normal aging. He started taking afternoon naps, cut back on activities, and slowly withdrew from life. By the time he finally saw a doctor, his heart was functioning at less than 30% capacity, requiring immediate hospitalization and a much poorer long-term outcome. Your energy levels shouldn't drop dramatically in a short period. If you find yourself unable to complete tasks you could easily do just months ago, or if rest no longer refreshes you, your body might be sending you an urgent message about your heart, lungs, or blood. Have you been feeling unusually tired lately? Do you need to rest after simple activities that never bothered you before? Does sleep no longer restore your energy? These questions aren't just about comfort, they could be about survival. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Warning 3. Recurring digestive changes. After 70, many people experience occasional digestive issues and dismiss them as part of normal aging. But persistent changes in your digestive system could be one of the earliest warning signs of colorectal cancer, pancreatic disease, or even stomach cancer diseases that are often silent killers until they've progressed to advanced stages. What most people don't realize is that your digestive tract is often the first place where deadly diseases announce themselves. Persistent constipation, diarrhea, or alternating between the two isn't something to ignore or mask with over-the-counter remedies. Neither is a change in the size, shape, or color of your stool, especially if it's darker or contains traces of blood. Take the case of Eleanor, who at 73 began experiencing unusual bloating after meals and constipation that wouldn't resolve with her usual remedies. She assumed it was just age-related digestion slowing down and tried to manage it with fiber supplements. But when she finally mentioned it to her doctor 6 months later during a routine visit, tests revealed a tumor in her colon that had already begun to spread. Had she recognized this as a warning sign earlier, her treatment options and outcomes would have been much better. The digestive system is incredibly sensitive to changes in your body. Inflammation, abnormal growths, and even nervous system issues often show up first as changes in your normal bathroom habits. And because these changes can be subtle and develop gradually, many seniors don't connect them to potential serious illness. Have you noticed persistent changes in your bowel habits over the past few months? Do you experience unusual discomfort, bloating, or pain after eating certain foods that never bothered you before? Has the appearance of your stool changed in ways that seem unusual? These aren't questions to be embarrassed about, they're questions that could save your life. Warning 4. New or different pain. Pain is your body's alarm system, but as we age, many of us start ignoring these alarms, assuming they're just part of getting older. The truth is, new, unexplained, or different pain, especially pain that doesn't follow the typical pattern of arthritis or muscle strain, should never be dismissed. It might be your body's desperate attempt to alert you to a deadly condition developing inside. What makes pain particularly dangerous as a symptom after 70 is how easily we misattribute it. The dull ache in your lower back might not be just another sign of aging. It could be an early warning of kidney disease or even cancer. The periodic sharp pain in your abdomen might not be indigestion, but could signal a developing aortic aneurysm that could rupture without warning. Consider William, age 82, who started experiencing an unusual ache in his upper abdomen. It wasn't severe, just persistent and different from his usual aches and pains. Because it didn't stop him from his daily activities, he ignored it for months. By the time he finally saw his doctor, what turned out to be pancreatic cancer had already spread to his liver, leaving few treatment options. Pain that's new doesn't go away with rest, increases gradually over time, or wakes you from sleep deserves immediate attention. So does pain that doesn't follow the pattern you'd expect from muscle or joint issues, for example. Pain that doesn't get worse with movement or better with rest. Your body doesn't create pain without reason. After 70, unusual pain patterns could be your early warning system for heart problems, cancer, or serious digestive issues. The key is learning to distinguish between the familiar aches of aging and the new different pains that demand attention. Have you noticed any new pain recently that doesn't fit your usual patterns? Does the pain wake you up at night or seem to have no logical cause? Have you been taking pain relievers regularly for a discomfort you haven't discussed with your doctor? These questions aren't about comfort, they're about catching deadly diseases while there's still time to act. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Warning 5. Unusual bleeding or bruising. One of the most alarming, yet often ignored symptoms after 70 is unusual bleeding or bruising. Many seniors notice they bruise more easily as they age and dismiss it as normal. But certain patterns of bleeding or bruising can signal deadly conditions like leukemia, other blood cancers, or serious liver disease. What makes this symptom particularly dangerous is how subtle it can be at first. Perhaps you're noticing bruises appearing without remembering bumping into anything. Maybe your gums bleed more easily when brushing your teeth, or you found small amounts of blood in unexpected places, like your urine or stool. These aren't simply inconveniences of aging. They're potential warning signs of serious blood disorders or internal bleeding. Take the case of Helen, a 77-year-old, who began noticing unusual bruising on her arms and legs. The bruises appeared without injury and seemed to take longer than usual to heal. She assumed it was just thin skin from aging and the blood thinners she was taking. When she eventually mentioned it during a checkup, blood tests revealed a form of leukemia that had been silently progressing for months. Early detection allowed for treatment that might not have been possible had she waited longer. Our blood's ability to clot properly is essential for health, and changes in this system often point to serious underlying issues. Unusual bleeding or bruising can indicate problems with blood cell production in the bone marrow, clotting factor deficiencies, or even the presence of cancer that's affecting the body's blood-forming systems. Even seemingly minor symptoms like nosebleeds that take longer to stop, tiny red dots under the skin, called petechiae, or excessive bleeding from small cuts should be evaluated, especially if they're new or increasing in frequency. Have you noticed unusual bruising lately, especially in uncommon places like your back or trunk? Do small cuts or scrapes bleed longer than they used to? Have you seen any blood in places it shouldn't be, like your urine, stool, or when coughing? These questions aren't meant to alarm you unnecessarily, but to help you recognize when your body might be signaling a serious problem that needs immediate attention. Warning 6. Changes in skin, moles, or lumps. After 70, our skin tells a story of our life's journey: sun exposure, environmental factors, and the natural aging process. But certain skin changes can tell a more urgent story: the potential presence of skin cancer or other serious conditions. What many people don't realize is that skin changes after 70 can be far more dangerous than similar changes at younger ages, as our immune systems become less efficient at fighting abnormal cells. The most concerning changes aren't always dramatic. A mole that slowly changes color, grows irregularly, develops an uneven border, or begins to itch or bleed could be melanoma, the deadliest form of skin cancer. A persistent rough, scaly patch might be squamous cell carcinoma. New lumps or growths that appear suddenly and continue to grow could signal various forms of cancer. Consider George, who at 75 noticed a small dark mole on his back. It started to change shape and color over several months. Because it wasn't painful and was in a location he couldn't easily see, he didn't think much of it until his wife insisted he have it checked. The dermatologist immediately recognized it as melanoma. Fortunately, it was caught before spreading to other parts of his body, and surgery was successful in removing it completely. What makes skin changes particularly dangerous for seniors is how easily they can be overlooked or attributed to normal aging. Many people think new growths are just age spots or senior skin tags, not realizing they could be the visible signs of a life-threatening disease. Regular skin checks become increasingly important after 70. The ABCDE rule is helpful to remember. Watch for asymmetry, irregular borders, uneven color, diameter larger than a pencil eraser, and evolution or change over time. Have you noticed any new moles, growths, or patches on your skin recently? Are any existing moles changing in size, shape, or color? Do you have any lumps or bumps that have appeared and continued to grow? Taking the time to thoroughly examine your skin monthly could be one of the most important health habits you develop. Warning 7. Cognitive changes beyond normal aging. Of all the warning signs we've discussed, this final one might be the most overlooked, yet potentially the most devastating. Subtle cognitive changes can sometimes be the earliest symptom of a deadly process happening in the brain, whether it's the beginning of vascular dementia from mini-strokes, a slow-growing brain tumor, or even the effects of a serious vitamin deficiency or medication interaction. What makes this warning sign particularly dangerous is how easily we dismiss it. We joke about senior moments and expect some memory changes as we age. But there's a critical difference between normal aging of the brain and the cognitive changes that signal a serious, potentially life-threatening condition. Normal aging might mean taking a bit longer to learn new information or occasionally misplacing items, but repeatedly getting lost in familiar places, having trouble following conversations or directions, experiencing personality changes, or finding it increasingly difficult to manage finances or medications. These are not normal aging and could be symptoms of serious neurological issues that require immediate medical attention. Think about Margaret and David, both 81. Margaret noticed she was having more trouble than usual, remembering appointments, and sometimes struggled to find common words. Instead of dismissing it, she mentioned these changes to her doctor, who ordered tests that revealed dangerously low vitamin B12 levels, a condition that can mimic dementia but is completely reversible with proper treatment. David experienced similar symptoms but assumed they were just part of getting older. He compensated by having his wife manage more of their daily affairs and withdrew from social activities that had become challenging. By the time his family insisted on a medical evaluation, he had experienced several small strokes that had caused permanent damage to his brain. Cognitive changes can also be early warning signs of infections, medication side effects, or metabolic problems like thyroid disease or diabetes, all conditions that can become life-threatening if left untreated. Have you noticed changes in your thinking, memory, or ability to manage daily tasks? Are you having more trouble than usual following conversations or remembering important details? Have friends or family expressed concern about changes in your behavior or abilities? Don't dismiss these questions as merely age-related concerns. They could be your brain's way of signaling a serious problem that needs attention. Final thoughts. As we wrap up this video, take a moment to reflect on these 7 critical warning signs: unexplained weight loss, unusual fatigue, digestive changes, new or different pain, unusual bleeding or bruising, skin changes, and cognitive differences beyond normal aging. Each of these symptoms might seem mild or easy to dismiss on its own, but they could be your body's way of alerting you to a deadly disease before it's too late. The truth is, after 70, our bodies communicate differently. The signals are often quieter, more subtle, but no less important. In fact, they become even more crucial to recognize because the stakes are higher. Catching these warning signs early can mean the difference between effective treatment and limited options, between continued independence and declining health, sometimes even between life and death. Remember Martha, who ignored her weight loss until cancer had spread throughout her body? Or George, whose melanoma was caught early because his wife insisted he have a changing mole examined? The difference in their outcomes wasn't luck, it was awareness and action. You've spent decades gaining wisdom, experiencing life, and learning to listen to your instincts. Now is the time to apply that wisdom to your own body's signals. Don't dismiss unusual symptoms as just getting older. Don't let embarrassment or fear keep you from discussing changes with your doctor. And most importantly, don't wait until a mild symptom becomes a severe problem before seeking help. Age brings many gifts: perspective, wisdom, and the joy of watching generations unfold. By paying attention to these 7 warning signs, you're not giving in to fear. You're ensuring that you'll be around to enjoy those gifts for as long as possible. Your health is too important, and those who love you deserve to have you in their lives, healthy and thriving for many years to come. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.